Lagging, bro.
We live.
Falcon fans, Dirty Fanatics United is back with another episode 12 coming at you live. I am your host, Chase.
Co-host Philip.
Co-host Philip. A-Town down. Falcon. My shit lagging hard, bro. Technical difficulties, man. I'm lagging real bad tonight.
You're watching Dirty Fanatics United, a Falcon podcast.
Falcon fans, we are back, and tonight we got some special guests for you. My boy Smitty, Alberto. They're doing it big time, Philip. We got some superstars here tonight on the show. Real quick, Philip, how you been this weekend, bro? How's your day going? What's been going on? Fill us in.
This weekend was perfect. We sitting up at training camp over in Flowery Branch, it's just a good time. A nice little vibe from the fans. Everybody was just vibing. The players was, going hard, fighting for a position, just seeing what we all got. It's a great weekend.
Definitely an exciting weekend in Flowery Branch to see the birds on the field and definitely get some live action for some football. It's always nice. With further ado, I would love to go ahead and add our special guest. Shout out to Smitty and shout out to my boy Berto. Shout out, boys. Berto's second appearance on the show, so that's what's up.
I feel like, oh, man. Hey, man. Fucking
Smitty, what is going on, dude? How you doing, brother? Met Smitty Saturday. Cool cat. Smitty, how you doing?
Man, we had a blast.
Yes, sir. Training camp was one for the books for sure. Met some great players. Got the Raffle Bucket Hat full of signatures with some greats like Michael Turner, Jesse Bates.
Ooh,
nice names on that one. I see Berto eyeing that. Berto's been eyeing that one. Real quick rundown on what we'll be chatting about today. We'll be talking about some Falcon news and updates, of course. Training camp views, our perspectives on what we've seen Saturday. Berto, what you've seen on social media and what we've been feeding out. The injury list, which is very, very short so far. So that's always a plus to have a small injury.
Always good.
We'll talk a little bit about a past Falcon that's joined the NFC South rival, and we'll talk about our raffle giveaway, and we'll do a little trivia night here tonight on Dirty Fanatics United. There will not be a show Friday. Got to pull some overtime. Baby's on the way, so there will be no show Friday. So we'll do trivia night tonight.
Cool,
Berto,
yes, sir.
How you been, bro?
Man, I've been good, man. I've been good, man. Just scouring the Twitter world, man. Getting all these little updates and all that, man. It's lovely, man. For a guy like me up north, man, I'm on that religiously, man. Just looking. And shout out to everybody that's been posting little bits and pieces of training camp, their own individual experiences and stuff like that, man. So without y'all, man, I'd be in the dark, man. So thank you, everybody, for posting everything, man, for sure.
No doubt. Smitty, what's going on, brother? How you been? Fill us in.
Hey, man, you know what I be doing, man? I'm always, dropping content, like Alberto said. Looking for the latest news, training camp, anything I can find.
Yes, sir.
If you see me Saturday, I was hustling then.
Always. Yeah, man. Smitty was all over the place. You would have thought Smitty was damn superstar for real. Smitty had all the people with him. Hey, Smitty, get in this picture. Smitty, take a picture with me. Shout out to Smitty, man. Good to see Smitty get his love that he deserves with his 8,000 followers, almost cracking. Shout out to Smitty and what he's got going over there. Shout out to my boy Berto for hitting 1K. Real quick before we get into our subjects real quick, man. Let these boys and ladies know where they can find you at and where they can show some love to you at.
Yeah, Smitty, go, man.
Oh, well, you can find me right there on Twitter feed at FatboySlam_21, man. I always enjoy, chatting it up on Twitter, and you can find me on YouTube at Smitty Sports Machine, Spotify, Smitty Sports Machine, and sportsblog.com. I got to get back into writing, and I got to start posting more podcasts.
Check the man out. Check the
I'm
man out.
Hey, by any means necessary.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Y'all
Berto.
heard it, man.
Yes, sir, man. It's right there, right underneath 95 North Falcons Talk Show. That's the platform on YouTube, and on Twitter, I'm under RI Falcons, another platform that we all chop it up in, man, respectfully, and just keep this Falcons thing going, man. It's a very exciting year. We can all feel it in the air, boys. We can all feel it in the air, man.
Oh yeah, it's right around the corner, man.
Hell
Definitely
yeah, man.
a good feeling.
Love it.
I ain't even gonna get into it because if I get into it, I'm gonna start ramming out. Let's hit the chat real quick. Chat.
For sure.
Chat popping off, man. Shout out to Berto and Smitty for bringing the views in and bringing the chatters in, man.
Oh, man.
Dwayne Ruffin said, "Rise up, linking up like Voltron." Gotta love it. Shout out to Ruffin, man. Ruffin's been showing love. Ruffin stays showing love.
That was one of my favorite cartoons, believe it or not.
Nice. DSGB Hall says, "What it do, Chasing Phillip?" What's up, Ernest?
What's up, baby? How you doing, bro?
Always showing love. Appreciate you. Wallace Smith in the chat. He said, "What's going on, Phillips?" Wallace.
Mr. Wallace.
Nice to see you in the chat,
That's
brother.
how we do right there.
For some reason, guys, and you two other content creators may know why, but my Facebook
Yeah, they have to
doesn't.
sign in. They have to
Okay.
sign in. Yeah,
Okay.
the user have to sign in.
Okay, well, we'll get that
Okay.
fixed next stream. Facebook user said, "Good evening." So shout out to whoever that is, and I appreciate you tuning in. Hit that like, share, and subscribe.
Tell your friends.
Let's see right here.
how we do.
For life said, "What's up, guys? Appreciate the view, bro."
That is the plug. We call him the plug.
The plug in the chat. You heard it here first. The plug in the chat. Yes,
Thanks,
sir.
man.
Funeral service. Funeral service. Say, "Yerp."
Hey, I got kind of scared when I seen that.
Man, me too. That's why I stay quiet. I'm like, man, I guess funeral service for the rest of the NFC South, not us, right?
Facts.
Dre King said, "Gang,
Yeah,
man."
man, we in here.
Chat is popping off, man. We're gonna get right into it, man.
Let's do
We're
it.
gonna go ahead and pop it off and talk about some Falcon football.
Mm.
Just real quick to move into it, we'll talk about some Falcon updates and roster moves. Starting off from the top, Justin Ellis is now a Atlanta Falcon. He was a former New York Giant, 6'2", 334 pounds. He's played 6 seasons with the Raiders, 3 with the Ravens, and the last year was with the Giants. He started 177 career games. He's only started 182. My bad. He started 177. It says he's got 182 tackles, and he's got 8 of those tackles were for loss. So Justin Ellis is a guy that is a big run stopper. He's not a guy that you're going to see get to the quarterback. He's that nose tackle that's a big body. He didn't get the nickname that he's got for a reason, and I don't want to say the wrong nickname, but I believe it's Jelly Roll or something.
Big jelly.
Big Jelly.
Big
So
jelly, man.
Big Jelly is a big boy, and definitely want to see him in the middle with an Eddie Goldman that's been placed on the exempt list. Could possibly return. It's a big if he does. But one thing that we do know is he cannot sign with any other NFL team, so he'll have to retire or either be a dirty bird. Philip, your thoughts on the Justin Ellis signing and with the Eddie Goldman breaking news?
I think it's a good move for us, like for somebody like say Eddie Goldman, to take that little exempt. Same, I don't know about the same size deal, but he may be a little bit bigger.
Pretty close, yeah. They're
about maybe a little bigger.
Yeah.
But hey, to me, that's a great idea. I've seen what this man can do in previous games from last year. I was thinking, dang, when I seen the news, I think it was Saturday evening. I was like, that's a good cat right there. Like, like we got us a good thing going on right here. So I'm kind of hyped to see what he does.
Terry stays cooking, been in the kitchen all offseason.
Right.
Berto, your thoughts on Justin Ellis and Eddie Goldman news?
Yeah, man. So Eddie Goldman, man, sucks to hear. You know what I mean? Like I was mentioning yesterday, man. The NFL is such a brutal sport. Football is a brutal sport. Period.
Right.
So whatever he has to do to get himself a complete 100, man, just Goldman do that. We rebounded. We signed Justin Ellis. Not like you mentioned, he's not going to wow you with anything. I think he has like a sack and a half for his 9-year career.
Right.
So yeah, he's basically going to do one thing, and that's just clog the hole, man. That's just that. There were some other veterans on the market that I figured the Falcons may have, peeked in on. Like Akeem Hicks is out there, and Dominican Suh is another guy.
Right.
could be some scheme fits with them too, especially how Philadelphia used their both. What's his name? Jesus Christ, and Dominican Sue, and how Tampa Bay was using the Keem Hicks. They could have used them in that same similar role in Atlanta, but they chose to sign Justin Ellis. So I don't have a problem with that at all, man. So yeah, pretty good signing, solid.
Smitty, your thoughts, man?
Yeah, I remember seeing Justin at practice on Saturday. He didn't get many reps, but I guess he was taking notes of what was going on. But I think it's a good sign, man. We need that big body, 6'2", 330 pounds. So when we signed him, the writing was on the wall with Eddie Goldman, man. And like Alberto said, and we said last night, I think his mental health or what he has going on is way more important than football right now. So once he gets that straight, I just hope he resumes life, at a normal. If he never plays football again, he was blessed to play as long as he did. Because some people don't even make it past their first season. Let's be real. So, yeah, man, shout out to Eddie Goldman, man, and pray, that everything ends up being okay, man, because you never like to hear about things like this. He was in excellent shape, and that's the crazy thing. So, so it had to be something personal, but, shout out to him, man. Hope he gets it together.
Definitely, just feed off what Berto and Smitty said. Definitely shout out to Eddie Goldman and what his career has been to where he's played in the NFL. We would love to see you in a Dirty Bird outfit, Eddie. If you see this video, we're no bash to you at all. We definitely love what you've done in your career, so shout out to that. Moving on to the next subject here, defensive end Kamoko Toure. The Atlanta Falcons signed. He's 4th season with the Colts, drafted in the second round of 2018. Last year, he spent his season with the 49ers. He's had 12.5 sacks with 7 for a loss in 5 games. So a guy here is he a camp body? Is he just a guy we fit in the rotation, Philip? What is this guy doing on the Atlanta Falcon roster? Who is he?
If he could come, into practice, and just prove that he earns a spot, then maybe you could add him into that rotation. Or, if it don't work work out like, you want to, then maybe it could just be a camp body to push somebody else further, make them better, bring the best out of them. Or, it could just be really anything. I like the numbers that he has right there. That sounds really, sounds really plausible.
Second round, 2018 draft pick.
Right.
So first 3 rounds is always, you're getting a top player there.
So yeah, you could add him. He could possibly make it to a rotation. I'm not going to say clarify it, but certain lines like that.
Berto, your thoughts, brother?
Yeah, I think that if he finds his footing very well, we could be seeing the end of Ade Ogundeji. As an outside linebacker, Kamoko Toure. He's been a journeyman in the NFL. Like you mentioned, 12.5 sacks. Over 5-6 year span. It's okay. It's not numbers that won't wow you, but he can come in and definitely push him right now because we haven't heard really a peep from what he's doing in training camp. If Kamoko Toure can come in and just make a little bit of a splash, you're kind of making some folks under you a little bit expendable. So I wouldn't be surprised if he stuck around more than a camp body and like Philip was saying, just be integrated into this rotation somehow as the season progresses.
Right. Smitty,
I agree.
Your thoughts?
I agree, Alberto, man. It's definitely going to be a lot of competition on this team, and I love it at all positions. But if we can come in and make just a little bit of splash, like Alberto said, and make his way into the rotation, to me, the lazier guys will be on the street. And I'm not being mean. I'm just saying.
Straight up.
A lot of guys have not showed me some things in the last 2 years.
Right.
In this system. So they're getting a new defensive coordinator, or they have a new defensive coordinator. He's going to expect much more than Dean Pease did. Because he likes to play a certain way. And I think Toure fits that. That's why they signed him. Justin Ellis fits that. That's why they signed him.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people that don't like no-name guys, let me tell y'all, Anthony Rush was here last year. Journeyman guy. He made a whole slew of difference around Grady Jarrett.
Yeah.
He got cut.
Timmy Horn, a couple guys you could add to that list.
The defensive line just totally changed after he left. Timmy Horn came to field in well. Jalen Dalton filled in well. But hey, like I said, new regime, new fit. Let's just see what they're gonna do, man.
Let's ride.
Yeah, man. I'm ready to see the training camp battles. Like you said, there's so many and at defensive end, there's so many people in that position that Terry and Smith has brought into this building to compete at that spot. You just drafted one last year in Arnold Ebiketie that I'm expecting for a hellacious year too. I want to see that next step.
Hellacious.
He's got the defensive ends. He's got the defensive tackles to help around him.
Right.
And he was already getting to the quarterback. So with a little bit more push, I believe Arnold Ebiketie takes that second step. Real quick before we before we run through all the Falcon news and updates, I want to give a shout out to Dubby for our first sponsorship. Came through sponsor. We're going to drop just a small little ad real quick.
Yeah.
Shout out W. If you happen to check out W, use the discount code DirtyBirds, all caps with a S. Helps the channel out, helps your wallet out, 10% discount. So definitely want to shout out W for that.
Can I say one thing before you go on?
Go ahead, bro.
Right quick, if y'all following me on my channel, man, please go over to Dirty Fanatics United on YouTube. Please hit that subscribe button, man, because Chase doing his thing, man. He's been working with us, a lot. First had him on the John Abraham interview. Berto came on the show before, and y'all please show him some love, man. Please show him some love.
Shout out to everybody that has tuned in. The views tonight are definitely a lot higher than what they usually have been, and that's a big thanks to 95 North and Smooth Smitty Sports Show. So shout out to everybody that is tuned in tonight, man. We greatly appreciate it. That's why I love having guests on, and I love having Falcon content creators that know what they're talking about. So shout out to y'all and what y'all do over there.
Thank you.
Moving on with some more Falcon updates. We signed a running back. I'm not even going to pronounce the last name because I cannot say it correct. If y'all can, go ahead.
Iwabuke.
Yeah. God.
Godwin. Edwin Bouquet. So
Yeah.
It took a little while too.
Man, I'll butcher the hell out of that.
This is a guy that's, bounced around the NFL a couple of times. He's been with several teams since 2018. He's got a total carries of 21 for 122 yards with a touchdown in that span. Not the sexiest numbers, but a guy that Terry brought into this building for a reason and for a push for that, running back three. You could say Cordell Patterson's running back three, but that's your slot, that's your Swiss Navy. You know what I'm saying? That's your Swiss Navy. Yeah. You put CP wherever you want to. So
correct.
There's definitely a battle there. And shout out to Carlos
Washington.
There it is.
Yeah. That guy there, man. I'm very big on Carlos. I met him after training camp, talking a little bit, and I must say he is fighting for a spot. From what Carlos had to say, he wants to be in the A, and he's doing what he's got to do on the field to prove it. So shout out to you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Y'all start on the Godwin signing, and what does this mean for the Atlanta Falcons?
I don't make much of it, man. I think his stats from last year was 3 rushing attempts for 4 yards. I'm sorry, man. You're fighting your way to be a special teamer on this team.
Yeah. Fact.
If not, you're just a camp body, man. I'm sorry to be so rough around the edge with that. But it's Carlos Washington Jr.'s job to have. You know what I mean? Louisiana State, he was used as an all-purpose back, and you kind of get the theme going. You know what I mean? All-purpose back. What was Tyler Algier and BYU? Same thing, all-purpose back. Of course, we all know what's Bijan Robinson at Texas, and now this kid, Louisiana product, undrafted free agent back in May. So there's a reoccurring theme with the all-purpose back. So Carlos Washington comes in, he fits that mold. Could etch out some carries. Because, Tyler Algier and Bijan, you can't run those guys to the ground. You got to mix it up as much as you can. And from the little clips that we've seen from training camp, boys got some wheels on him. Boys got some wheels, man.
I saw it up close and personal Saturday. He was in on a couple of snaps, man. I said, this guy has a good chance to make the team, and he's probably one of those sleeper guys to make the team. But when I looked into Godwin Ewabuke, I did look into his stats. 2021 was his best season. He had 18 carries for 118 yards, a touchdown, which was 6 yards a carry, 6.5 yards a carry. That year, he also had 6 catches for 70 yards.
Right.
And he had 11 returns for 308 yards, which is 28 yards a return. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
But where he's going to fit in, and I said it on a video I made earlier today, I think he's going to take over that Avery Williams role. That can do it all. He can come in as a reserve. He can come in as a punt returner.
Right.
So when you look at it, it makes sense at the end of the day. So I wasn't mad about it.
Right. Philip, your thoughts? Do you have anything to say other than what Alberto and Smitty said?
Pretty much, they covered everything. I mean, but
yeah, man. A big time over there, man. They know their fact. They know their stuff. So.
But yeah, I mean, if he does make the team, shout out to him. But I kind of see him getting the boot. You know what I mean? Okay. But hey, hey man. But if you do your thing by all means. It doesn't matter who. It doesn't matter who.
One thing I do expect, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I expect Carlos Washington Jr. and Godwin to get majority of the carries in preseason. Bijan, Cordero, and Tyler Algier probably 4 or 5 carries a game. But after that, it's gonna be a heavy dose of Washington, Godwin. That's just what I expect. Anybody else they pick up off the street.
Right, and when you talk about preseason games and starting those two guys, you think about last year. I think it was like play number 2 or something. Drake came out, tweaked his ankle. Everybody on Facebook, Twitter, media speaking. Oh, there it is. He's done. He's done for. So you definitely don't want to see Bijan take any kind of licks in preseason. You're definitely right. Carlos and Godwin will have the carry. In my opinion, that's who will carry the rock in preseason. I do see a lot of Desmond Ridder in preseason as well. Maybe not a whole quarter, but I think I would like to see a couple of drives game 1 with Ridder. Real quick, speaking about special teams, kicker Matthew Trickett was released. This is a guy that we signed June the 18th of 2023 for a 3-year deal.
3-year, yeah. Got the X already.
Yeah, I don't really know what that was about. I don't know what happened in-house, but we'll skip right past that because obviously something didn't happen right.
He went to a bar late at night.
Yeah, he had to do something. Dorian Etheridge is no longer Atlanta Falcon after 2 seasons. He was as me and Philip said, he was the preseason king. He just could never make it on. He could just never make it onto that NFL official season roster. Yeah. So shout out to Etheridge and wherever he goes. Injury list: Matt Hennessy. Hate to see anybody go down. Hoping it's not too big of an injury. I don't know if anything from the MRI has came back yet, but
I haven't seen anything.
From what I'm hearing, Bergeron is making that spot right there hard to fill when Matt Hennessy gets back. So love to see that out of the rookie. Y'all start on Matt Bergeron and Matt Hennessy.
Yeah, man, it sucks anytime you go down with injury, man. And this is his 3rd, 4th year with the squad, Matt Hennessy. So it's a pivotal year for him. Very important. So, thoughts and prayer to him, hopefully a speedy recovery, whatever process he's going through. But definitely, man. So now, Matt Bergeron, you're on the clock, so to say, man. We traded up in the 2nd round to get him. So now it's time to show your worth, man, because he showed it in college. He showed it at the Senior Bowl, man. No one was getting around him. I was talking about this last night, man. He was he was stonewalling everybody, man. Mm-hmm. So great feet, great hands. He's transitioning right into the guard, real nice. So I'm happy to see that. And with him on the starting 5, I think this offensive line is that much better than last year, man. There's legit size in all spots of the offensive line, from left tackle to right tackle.
Right.
Alberta on point like an ink pen.
Always, man. Always.
I actually love the Bergeron move, man. I watched him in practice the other day as well. He was moving very well.
Big body.
He's adjusting to the speed of the game. And to be honest, working against a guy like Grady Jarrett is only going to make it better. So I love what they do. And shout out to Arthur Smith for keeping Ryan Nuzell. We talk about Matt Hennessy going down. Ryan Nuzell can come in right quick, play center or guard, and won't skip a beat. So shout out to Austin Smith for adding the depth at that position as well. That's what we talk. That's why we talk about depth. Injuries are going to come. Bad players going to come. So you just got to have that next man up type mentality when you're a head coach.
Very true. Real quick, man. I know everybody here in the chat has been waiting to ask questions, but I've seen this, and I've seen this a lot on Twitter. It says, question, guys, what have y'all thought about Michael Walker in training camp? To me, some things I've seen that he's not looking good. Real quick, I'll give my opinions on the Michael Walker situation. I'm rooting for the guy, man. We drafted him, and I would love to see Walker make his way, to be that starting linebacker with the green dot again one day. But from what I'm seeing at training camp, it looks like it's a Caden Ellis and a Troy Anderson show, and I'm all for it. As I said last night on y'all's show, Caden Ellis and Troy Anderson, man, they're the same exact player, the same skill set. They're both fast linebackers that know how to get to the run game, and they're sideline to sideline. You're not getting bombed in the run game. The run defense should be nasty this year. As far as Walker, he's got a lot to improve. He's got a big challenge in front of him with Ellis and Troy Anderson. So, y'all's thoughts on Walker? Phillip, what do you think? Where does Walker fit in with this team?
I mean, he looks like not total bad, but he has been shaken up by some players. Like I'll mention one, Carlos Washington, been eating him alive Saturday and this past training camp. But that doesn't always mean anything, though. That's just one-on-one views and certain things. Like try to put him on 11-11, then maybe we can see what the real deal is. But I'm still rooting for the guy, and I hope Walker makes the team. You know what I mean? I hope he stays. I hope he improves. On certain things. I feel like his main thing is not being able to be agile like the other two are. Maybe practice on that, work on certain things like that. But other than that, I just didn't really see too much a problem with him. But other than those few things,
Smitty, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think his job gonna rely on what happens in the preseason game. I think he's gonna get more snaps than anybody in linebackers. But what I did see in practice the other day, they were using him inside and outside. And I remember Alberto saying that quite frankly, like yesterday, about how they should use him. If they can use him inside and outside with his coverage skills, I think it'll be fine. But if he's stationary, playing in the middle, I think that's a big mistake because he has the speed to get after the quarterback.
Right.
He has the speed and the knowledge to cover tight ends and running backs. So I think using him best is probably going to be outside, but we'll see how they work it. If they sign another inside linebacker, yeah, I could see him going outside instead of inside.
Yeah.
Berto?
Yeah, you guys made some great points. I'll say this. I really feel like there's really no cause for concern right now because it's so early in training camp. Of course, Arthur Smith is throwing new wrinkles in there. Of course, he's learning a new defense. And if I don't see, or we all don't see, Nate Landman or Tay Davis take that extra step forward to seat Michael Walker, I think his job is safe for right now. And like Smitty was saying, utilizing him properly. I said it so many times, man. Use him as a rusher. I think that he can, offer something with that in that aspect. So, finding, just a better overall on how to use his skill set. I mean, he led, I think, the Falcons last year with interceptions with 3, if I'm not mistaken. So he's always around the ball in some capacity. You got to find that best formula to fit his attributes. But yeah, I think that he's definitely safe, man. I'm not going to buy too much into the training camp hype right now and how he's looking.
Right.
Nice. Real quick, man. I know everybody wants to speak of training camp. I'm just going to throw a real quick video of what I covered at training camp on Saturday, and we'll jump right into it after the video.
Falcon fans, Dirty Fanatics United is in the A covering day 3 of training camp. Be sure to tune in for further more to come. A-Town down. Falcon fans, Dirty Fanatics United is here at training camp day 3. Be sure to hit that like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. This is your host Chase, co-host Phillip. A-Town down.
What I'm talking about.
Appreciate it, boys. Appreciate it, man. I wanted to get a lot more, but like I said, it was so packed at training camp. It was you could hardly find any room to record on the hill. It was just crazy. So,
and you missed the biggest play of them all out there that day.
Yeah, I missed the Bijan shake on Troy Anderson, man.
I actually saw it. I just couldn't record it.
Beautiful.
Because I was behind the goal post, so I couldn't.
It was beautiful, though. That was beautiful.
Training camp experience, man. Something I must say, if you're a Dirty Bird and you have not went to a Falcon fan training camp, please do whatever you can to make your way out to Flowery Branch because you won't regret it. You meet the players. It's just a fan on player's perspective. You're right there next to them, watching the receivers run routes 5 yards in front of you.
Reacting to you.
Yeah, you get to see the footwork. You get to see how the coaches are with the receivers, how they're just their personalities and how great of a leader Drake London is. I seen that Saturday. So shout out Drake at receiver one.
Yeah.
Something I want to talk about is who stood out to us on training camp. Smitty, I'll let you go ahead and run through what you've seen Saturday. Who stood out to you, and what made Saturday to you seem like these Dirty Birds are ready to hit the field?
I'm pretty interested in see what happens at tight end position, man. I talked wide receiver last night on our show, and I also like to see what happens with Jonathan Smith, Michael Pruitt, and Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts has seemed a little off early, but I think that's him trying to get that confidence back in his knee. Like I said, when he dropped that pass over the middle Saturday, when you fall into the ground like that, you got to pull the ball all the way into your body, man. It's just that simple. But Michael Pruitt was out there playing well. Jonathan Smith made an awesome catch. And I think, to be honest, if they keep another tight end, John Fitzpatrick, this dude is 6'7", inline blocker and red zone threat. So that would probably be my thing that I would like to watch. And I'm gonna try to get back up there, man, for training camp over. So, because I want to see what they're doing in pads instead of just running in shorts and shirts.
Right. Very true. And something I want to throw out there about who just players in general that stood out to me. I made a quick little list of 4 players, and I will say the top 3 are all rookies that we drafted this season. Clark Phillips III was number 1. Bijan Robinson was number 2, and number 3, last but not least, Zach Harrison. And then 4 on my list. 4 on my list, I have Drake London. Real quick on Clark Phillips. This kid is a baller, guys. This kid here is going to be a guy that's fighting to make that spot on the field. It's already a deep position with a Trey Flowers, D. Alford, Armstrong. Hard decisions there to make in the cornerback room. Kuda, a lot of decisions to make in the cornerback room. Just to me, Clark Phillips, even with the clips that came out today, he's glued to the receiver. He's right there on the receiver.
I mean, you can't play it no better. You can't play it no better.
Right.
They just had height in the end on that. So
Drake London just knows how to get up and grab that thing. That's shout out to Drake. Right. Thank God he's a Dirty Bird. But another thing, Bijan Robinson, man, all the hype that's around Bijan Robinson is real. You can take it from me or not take it from me, but Bijan Robinson is the real deal. I don't know how else to say it, but Bijan Robinson's that guy. And Zach Harrison, man, just plays with power overall, knows how to get through the line. He's strong, long body.
Monster.
You saw the clip today how he put Tyler Variable on his behind.
Monster.
Wow,
broke the QB1's ankle.
Funny thing is, I saw him do it a couple times at Ohio State in the game.
Yeah, no doubt.
So,
he did it against Georgia a couple times.
Right.
We was there at the Georgia game.
Philip, you was at training camp Saturday. Who did you see that stood out to you? And just give me your overall experience from walking up to the gate to seeing the Falcon people with the cameras to walking up the steep ass hill. What was your experience like at Flowery Branch?
Oh man, it was beautiful. It was the best experience I've had since after the Super Bowl, that 2017 training camp, which was packed, but it was not as packed. You know what I mean? This one was just had a whole lot better vibes than what that one did, because that one had a lot of hype to it. But this one was just amazing. Everybody was out there making some noise. You know, it's just. And then, like with the players, I'm gonna give them who I think was my most exciting. I enjoyed Matt Hollins. Dude looked like a very great wide receiver too, man. This dude is a freak of nature. He bulked up. He reminds me of Tarzan.
He is definitely
definitely a wide receiver too in my eyes, and I can't wait to see him play this season.
I'm glad you brought up Matt Hollins, bro, because the Twitter world has really been talking about the Falcons at receiver too, and how weak the receiver room is. But Arthur Smith said it best to me. He came out and he said, I don't look at receiver 2 positions. I don't look at receiver 2. I don't look at tight end 1, tight end 2. Arthur Smith builds a playbook to use every player he has on that field. And that's what I had to say I love about Arthur Smith and what he does. And, last year, a lot of people was on him about Kyle Pitts. But, Kyle Pitts pulled a lot of double covers last year to open up for us to be a top 5 rushing game last season. We fell off a little when Drake was injured. So not Drake, sorry, Kyle Pitts. So it definitely affected us to see Kyle Pitts go down. So he definitely had a major part to do with that offense last season. Y'all's boys' thoughts on just Arthur Smith and what he's got in a playbook and what should Arthur Smith do this season to take that next step as a coach and have that winning season?
I'm gonna stick to my guns with this one, man. Go back to Tennessee 2020. Just go back to that playbook. Go right back to it. You got a lot going for your offense now in Atlanta than you did before in that 2020 staff with the Titans. Yeah, sure, we don't have a Derrick Henry, but we have 2 guys that can rush Derrick Henry-esque like numbers. So with that, and now we acquired Jonnu Smith. But so by the way, that's my camp guy right there, Jonnu Smith. I'm excited to see what he can do to elevate this offense a little bit more. Arthur Smith now has 2 tight ends that he can naturally run his sets. Right. His 2 tight end looks. So
and we can't forget that Jonnu Smith's best season came from behind Arthur Smith.
Yeah. I think that season they were together, I think he posted close to 500 yards.
I think he had 6 touchdowns.
Yeah. And Arthur Smith had that boy on jet sweeps. Let me not say that too loosely because jet sweeps is a thing of a nightmare here in Atlanta. And we, with Sarkeesian and all that crap. But oh man,
don't remind us.
Running around the field, man. So it's a beautiful thing to see, and I can't wait for Arthur Smith to just get all these gadgets and really. Just start carving up defense the way I know that he can, man. Just go back to what you did that made you successful, that made you earn this gig as a head coach. So with all the right pieces right now, I think he can definitely succeed with everything bar none, man.
Most definitely. Yeah. Smitty, your thoughts?
I definitely agree with everything you said, man. And I'm going to just take it just a little bit further. He talks about positionless football, and Chase almost hit it nail on the head, too. Positionless football, man. I talked about tight ends a little bit earlier. If you have Jonnu Smith and Michael Pruitt in line, and you line Kyle Pitts up outside in the slot or the X position, then you have a Bijan Robinson in the other slot, and then Drake London. How are you going to defend that? It's going to be tough. Right. So if you look at it, positionless football is probably what he preaches. And like Alberto just said, that the Tennessee team, I think, what year was that, Alberto?
2020.
2020. I think they made it to the AFC Championship that season.
They sure did.
And he don't have a Derrick Henry all in one, but he does have power in Tyler Algier, speed in Bijan Robinson, combination of both in Cordero Patterson. So he's still in the same position. Quarterback, if he can have really, like he said, like Tannehill, with better receivers, better tight ends, this should be a top 10 offense easily.
Yeah,
agreed. No doubt. Just to be sure, y'all boys can still hear me, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Having a little bit of cam issues. I mean, maybe time for a new webcam. But anyway, carrying on to the next subject here, we'll ignore the webcam. Deion Jones is now a freaking Carolina pansy. Y'all's thoughts on that real quick, and what do y'all think about Deion Jones joining the NFC South rival?
Disgusting.
We talked about it a little bit yesterday, Smitty, right? I was like, what if Debo ends up back in Atlanta? Because we was talking about the linebackers, an array of things that we were talking about.
There we go.
But now that that's out of the way, man, I hope you get cooked when you fucking play us.
We're
gonna cook you, man. That's it, bro. That's it. You're not stopping Bijan, and you're gonna get trucked over by Tyler Algier, point blank. That's it, man.
Smitty, what do you think?
I actually didn't have a problem with it because I know he got to pay his bills and he needs a job. But at the end of the day, I just hope it don't come back to bite us. And the reason why I think they signed him is because he know a lot of people on this team. He kind of know how they play, and it just happens. But as far as him being a factor, he could, but it just depends on what he has left in the tank. And we talked about it last night. He would fit well in Atlanta because of the side they've added up front. But guess what? Carolina has sides as well. But at the end of the day, man, like Alberto said, man, when we play them, it's just steamroll city. Ain't no love lost.
That's it, man.
Just like Kiki said, Bijan gonna run him over.
Headed to the chat real quick, man. Uncle Steve's Lounge said, "Great video, Chase. I appreciate that, Uncle Steve. Appreciate that." Wallace Smith said, "Chase, I just subscribed to your channel. Shout out, Wallace Smith. Appreciate everybody that subscribed tonight. If you haven't already, if you like what you're seeing, you like what you're hearing, please hit that subscribe, like, and share. Greatly appreciated."
Hey, Chase, real quick, let me just say something about the subscription. It's free, damn it.
It's free.
Man, hit that subscribe button, folks, man. Great content here, man.
Shout out to Carrie in the chat. She said, "What's up, everyone? Hope everyone had a good weekend. Carrie. I've been loving all the training camp videos and pics." Yeah, I was busy today at work, and I was on Twitter 24/7 trying to look at all the videos that came out. The Gentleman's Journal said CP3 is a dog. Yes, sir, he is.
Yes, you want to hear something crazy? Mm-hmm. Everybody was on the field practicing. He runs over to the fans, starts signing autograph in the middle of practice. You got to be something like a player to do that.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I'm sure he's talking about Clark's Phillip III here. He said he reminds me so much of Brett Grimes, no doubt.
Right.
I talked about it a little bit on One Time for the Fan with we brought Clark Phillips up, and we talked about Brent Grimes. He's definitely that speedster that's glued to the receiver that knows how to go up. He's got a little bit of a height, jump, but sometimes
got some hops though.
You know what comparison I put on for him, man, was Antoine Winfield, man.
That was
perfect. Okay, yeah.
Scrappy young guy with speed, physical, absolutely, man.
What's up, Miss Tiff? Thank you for always supporting your friend.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Sure who that is, but hope you get feeling better, buddy.
Yeah, for real.
Bijan said Bijan will run him over. Kiki, shout out to you for being in the chat.
Hey, shout out to you, man. Hey, listen, man. Y'all go to training camp and Jesse Bates is around. Just make sure y'all tie down Kiki, man, because she's already said it. She's running on the field.
Yeah.
She's like Billy, man. You better watch out.
You hit somebody's screen.
As soon as I took the picture with Jesse Bates, I made sure to send it to our group chat.
We got the signature too.
Got the signature to Kiki. You make him get it, man.
We got that.
By default, that's mine, baby.
Phil, let's don't put it off no further along. Let's go ahead and do this thing, man. Let's do the free.
Yeah, baby, let's go on. Let's go ahead.
Let me do the screen share real quick because I was lagging real bad with it earlier, so I cut it off.
Yeah, you was on here playing casino, look like.
All right, man. Phil, you ready for this thing? Chat, y'all ready? We got to see win the free first ever raffled anything here at Dirty Fanatics United. So definitely getting a nice little gift with all kinds of signatures. I personally don't want to get rid of the hat anymore because of all the signatures on it. But we're gonna roll this wheel and see who wins it.
Oh, that's what's up about me.
Appreciate you subscribing, Dre.
For real, man.
Key!
Hey, ain't that something?
Nice.
She got lucky. Yeah, she got lucky, man.
Kiki.
Oh, man.
Shout out to Kiki, man. Kiki, I'm already gonna see you this season, so we'll definitely get up and I'll give you the hat. Like I said, all you gotta do here at Dirty Fanatics United is be subscribed for all kinds of raffles. We're always at the football games. We're at the training camps. We have certain ways to get signatures, so definitely a blessing to be able to do this. And I appreciate that.
Well, I got a request then since y'all got it like that. I just need a football. I need a football with Kyle Pitt's signature. That's all I'm saying.
Man, you gotta be a kid to get that. You gotta be a kid to get that one.
You got to send me the
I started doing
I'll
that
send
the
it right
other day.
to you, man. You get that?
Yeah.
John Hancock for me, man.
I've met Kyle Pitts a couple of times, and every time I met him, I've got him to sign a football, but I've never got him to sign the jersey. He's a busy man.
Yeah, he definitely is, man.
So I want to give a shout out to Kiki, man. Shout out to you for winning the hat. She said,
she don't faint.
Oh man,
Kiki with the Jesse Bates signature.
Yeah,
let me see if I can find a bucket of water to throw in the chest.
Wow, you hate. Get the hate out your heart, as Big Low would say.
Man, it is something we started here at Dirty Fanatics United that's kind of worked, and it engages with the fans. Is trivia night, and this is a good way for you guys to interact with us. And we're going to introduce Berto and Smitty to it tonight, Philip. So let's see what goes on here. And just a quick 9 questions about these Atlanta Falcons that we all love so much. So
let me say something right quick. Say something right quick. If you can hang with Mike on Out of Your Falcon Mind, the question that he asked, you can hang with any trivia that anyone knows at you, because Mike comes with crazy.
Mike comes with the heat always.
He always does, man.
So yeah, man, let's hit the trivia night and let's see what questions we have.
Bro, man, what the hell? That's fire, bro.
Y'all ain't been using my microphone for a good time, man. Come on.
Trivia night is here, boys and girls, and we about to get active. So chat, get your fingers ready. Smitty, we'll start with you. We'll go to Berto, and then we'll go to you, Philip. Everybody give us an answer, and then we'll check the chat, see what the chat's got, and we'll see if we're correct or wrong. Starting with you, Smitty. Which AFL team drafted Tommy Nobis before he signed as an Atlanta Falcon, the number 1 draft in 1965? Number 1,
Chargers.
You had the Houston Oilers, the Chargers, the Jets, or the Broncos. Your pick.
I'll take the Chargers.
Smitty with the Chargers. Berto, Houston Oilers, Chargers, Jets, or Broncos?
I'm going to say Chargers.
Chargers for Berto. Philip, your answer real quick.
I'm going to go with the Chargers.
Philip says the Chargers. They all 3 say the Chargers. Going to check the chat real quick, see what the chat's saying. Everybody in the chat with the Chargers. So,
it sounds pretty.
Let's see what my notes say.
Pretty easy.
Hey, chat, don't be using Google.
It says, here we go. This is the noise for correct and wrong. Correct. This is correct.
Fire.
Right. This is incorrect.
Damn.
Okay, so we all select the Chargers.
Sound like you're gonna need some Pepto-Bismol if you're wrong.
From the website that I got these trivia questions on, it says the Tommy Nobis was drafted by the Houston Oilers. So that answer would be.
It makes sense though, because a lot of teams are going to the college in their city to get the talent, so it makes sense.
Yes,
it makes sense.
We actually did have a Houston. Sorry, Travis Preston.
Travis
Preston with the Houston in the chat. Shout out Travis for getting that one right.
Travis Preston, man. Shout out to you, man.
Kinfolk Reset, just sub, Chase. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate the sub.
Appreciate you, Kinfolk.
Appreciate that.
That's Kinfolk Okuda.
Yeah, Kerry, they copied me and got it wrong, man.
Man, he's a huge Jeff Okuda fan, bro.
Nice. Jeff Okuda is another guy we forgot to mention about training camp. Looking nice. Moving on to question number 2. Where was the Falcons' first ever summer training camp located? Number 1, Flowery Branch. Number 2, Black Mountain, Carolina. Number 3, Alpharetta, Georgia.
Well, Furman University, South Carolina.
Okay, so we'll pick you for the Carolina answer. Berto?
What was the other Georgia state that you just said?
We got Flowery Branch and Alpharetta, Georgia.
Alpharetta, Georgia. I'm going with that.
Okay.
I'm going to go Alpharetta, too.
All right, starting off with Smitty. Smitty said Black Mountain, North Carolina, and Smitty is
correct. Oh, man.
Correct. So that would make Philip and Berto correct.
Hey, Gentleman Journey, you spoke to earlier. You need to keep copying off my paper because some stuff I know.
Checking the chat real quick.
Oh, man.
Lyric's mom said, "Who got gas?" LOL.
Man.
Going on to question number 3, man. In which stadium did the Falcons win their first ever regular season game? The Yankee Stadium, Shea Stadium, or Candlestick Park?
Oh,
damn.
Wow.
Oh, man.
I go Candlestick Park because the 49ers were terrible back then.
Okay. Candlestick Park for Smooth. Smitty?
I'll go Chiefs.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Candlestick.
Candlestick. All right, so we got 3 different answers here, and the answer was Yankee Stadium. So shout out Berto for getting that one correct.
No, I'll take it.
Oh, you didn't get it correct?
Correct.
Oh, man. Well, Gentleman Journey, I guess you got to go back and not copying.
What was the last one? What was the last one?
You said Candlestick, I believe. It was
Yeah,
Candlestick, Yankee, and the answer was Yankee. I didn't know that
Okay.
as well. So yeah, I dug deep for these tonight. Dug deep for these tonight. Look,
Not
you're
gonna lie to
0-3,
you.
more
I
just one away.
kind of just like guessed on that.
Damn.
Moving on to number
49
4.
was terrible back then. That's what I thought.
When
Yeah.
was the first winning season for the Atlanta Falcons? 1974, 1978, or 1976?
Oh my god, bro! I'll tell you right now, man. I wasn't even thought of in those years.
Yeah, I had a little ways to go myself.
Oh man, I'll say 74.
I go 74. Yeah,
I want to say 78.
Well, I'll say, Philip, you are wrong, and Berto Smitty, you are right.
Man, hell yeah!
Why you single me out like that?
Good guess.
Why you
Little
single
bro,
me
man.
out?
You know how that goes. That comes with the territory.
These get a little easier
Chase.
on the backside. Yes, sir.
Miss B said, "What is your channel?"
My channel is Dirty Fanatics United. You can catch me at YouTube. My channel, whatever they call that handle name, is at Chase_ATL.
Trying to get out of
Um,
clear. I can't get it to focus. I can't get it to focus.
But we are on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Facebook's Chase Cravey. Twitter and YouTube is both at Chase_ATL. Moving on to the next one, man. What team did the Falcons beat for their first ever playoff victory? The Eagles, Saints, or Cowboys?
For their first playoff.
I go to Eagles.
That's what I was thinking too.
I'll say Cowboys.
And
I
the
just said
answer
probably-
is the Eagles. Shout out to
Okay.
Smitty and Philip.
I only
Moving
got
on to
one
number
right.
6.
Y'all cheated.
In what season did the Falcons make it to their first postseason? 1976, 1978, or 1999?
Damn it.
We know 99.
499.
I want to.
You
What's
said
the second one you
76 or
said?
78?
Yeah.
I want to say 76.
I was at 78.
Yeah, I'll say 76 too because that was the Grizzlies era.
All right. And the answer is 1978. Shout out, Berto.
Ooh.
Got one
And
right.
it just sounded right though. 76 sounded right.
Man, let's go, man. Shit.
Yeah, all
Do I
that
get a
was the
bucket hat for
Grizzlies
this?
era.
All right, these get really easy here on the back. I believe
Do I
we'll
get a
all know
bucket hat
these.
for winning? Do I get some?
Here you go. Here you
Whose
go.
nickname was the
man,
Hammer?
man.
Whose nickname was the Hammer? Jesse Tuggle,
Jesse Tuggle.
Tommy Nobis,
Jesse Tuggle.
Jesse Tuggle. It is.
That's
I knew it.
unanimous.
I knew
That
it.
was that was.
Gentleman Johnson said he quit.
He said, "Bro, I quit."
Bro, I quit. Oh man, come on now.
The Falcons select Matty Ice with what overall pick in the 2008 draft?
Number 3.
Tree.
3 it is.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Michael Turner, aka Turner the Burner, broke which Falcon player's franchise rushing touchdown record? Jamal Anderson, Gerald Riggs, Michael Vick, or William Andrews?
Gerald Riggs.
Gerald Riggs.
Gerald Riggs it is. Shout out to all the trivia questions and people that that tuned in and actually participated in that. Shout out to everybody that took the time to view this. We are about to wrap this thing up, man. This is actually the longest show Dirty Fanatics United has actually went. We're usually a 35, 40-minute, little show. So shout out to everybody that tuned in and kept this thing rolling. Shout out to Smitty. Shout out to Berto. Smitty, Berto, once again, let these people know where they can find you before we close this thing out. And, chat, show them some love.
Yes, man.
Catch me on Smitty Sports Machine, like I said, man, on YouTube. Fatboy_21 on Twitter. And when you come on Twitter, man, if you can't call me smooth, don't call me at all. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, damn. He was moonwalking on that one, goddamn. Oh man.
Y'all know I'm just cutting the food.
Yeah, I get you, man. Man, it's your boy Berto, your host of the 95 North Falcons Talk Show on Twitter. On YouTube and on Twitter.
See,
Falcons. Man, you got me all messed up, man. But thank you, man. Appreciate that, man.
Man, I just want to say real quick, I appreciate y'all coming on, showing me what you showed me for me starting this YouTube channel. Y'all been there since I've hit 50 subscribers. So shout out to y'all and shout out to One Time for the Fan for introducing me to y'all boys. Without you, One Time for the Fan, I probably would have never started this podcast. So shout out to Jack and those guys that helped me step my foot into this podcast world. I want to give a shout out to y'all boys once again for coming on the show. And like I said,
anytime you need us, man, we here.
you're lucky to have. Shout out y'all.
Definitely.
Smitty, it was great meeting you Saturday.
No doubt.
Berto, we got to get up, man. We got to get up at a game.
Yeah,
if
man.
it's home or away, we got to get up.
Absolutely, man.
We definitely got to do it again, man. I appreciate y'all coming through. I appreciate everybody that came through with y'all, that hit the subscribe, the like, the share. We greatly appreciate it. Yeah, man. Much love, bro. Philip, any last words for Smitty and Berto?
I just appreciate y'all coming to the show. You know, it was good seeing you, Smitty, this past weekend, even though I didn't really say too much, but, you know.
I saw you, but you act like you was scared, bro.
Nah, I'm just not real much of a talkative person in the mornings, you know what I mean? But
I ain't gonna tell no lie that either, but when Big Low stepped off on that curb with that foolishness, I didn't have a choice. Chase know what I'm talking about. Chase know what I'm talking about. He was
shoot, man.
Fact.
But yeah, shout out to y'all and shout out everybody in the comments. You know, appreciate the views. You know, rise up, baby.
No doubt, man. Like I said, it's always great having you on, man. Anytime that I can do anything for y'all on your show, I'll definitely be there to do it.
100%.
Shout out to y'all and shout out to the chat.
Oh, it's gonna be a great long season, so just be ready for the invite. That's all I got to say.
Yes, sir. A lot
Plenty
to
of
come.
appearances.
A lot to come.
No doubt, man.
With that being said, man, here at Dirty Fanatics United, we are getting to wrap this thing up. Once again, shout out to everybody in the channel that came over with Smitty and Berto. Everybody that, you know, like I said, subscribed, liked, and shared. We're a small channel, but we're growing, and we're growing pretty quick for what we do here at Dirty Fanatics United.
We are.
Like I said, without the collabs and without everybody that's here, we couldn't do it without y'all. Once again, this is your boy Chase from Dirty Fanatics United, A-Town down.